Good morning, everyone. Amanda here. Okay, this video is for family members of those who suffer from mental illness. I want to just talk about my perspective about what I want to talk about specifically, and just kind of give, I guess, feedback. You know, just to give a little bit of information from my personal perspective. Okay, so this topic came up at my NAMI meeting, and I just wanted to discuss it a little bit, just from my point of view. A family member was having trouble with the person's, not the diagnosis necessarily, but the stuff that comes with the diagnosis. And, you know, she was, the main question was, oh gosh, I'm sorry, I had a brain cramp. She wants to understand why it happens. What is it? Why? Like, that's a big question that a lot of people have, especially family members. And personally, I don't think it matters about the why. I think it matters about the caring and the support and the love that you show that person, whether or not you understand it, because personally, I don't even understand it. I know what I have. I know what my symptoms are. I sort of know my triggers, if there are any, for whatever reason. But in terms of why, I have no idea. I can't tell you why. And I think that question goes over and over and over in your head, and you start thinking other things like, what did I do wrong, or whatever. Because I suffer from mental illness, but I also have a child who has special needs. You know, they call it special needs when you're a kid, but he has diagnoses, you know, and so I can see it from both perspectives. And there are times when I sit and I go, when things are really, really bad, like when he had to go to the hospital last year, that was very, very difficult. But I didn't give him the impression that I didn't care, that I wasn't supportive, even though things got really out of hand and were really dangerous. I was still there. I was with him the entire time, because I wanted him to know that no matter what he does or what he says to me, I will always love him. He's my son. And I guess that's what I mean by caring and loving and being supportive. When things are down like that and that person needs your help, even if they just need you to listen, you know, depending on the situation, just stop and listen to them. Don't judge. Don't, you know, get angry or whatever. Just listen. And sometimes if you listen, not just, you know, the person talks and you gave them time. I mean, really listen to what we are saying. Because a lot of what needs to be heard is through what we can tell you. You know, and if you keep coming back to the same question, okay, they said this, blah, 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 and then you start thinking, why? That question, in my perspective, is a no-win situation, because knowing why or asking yourself that all the time, it doesn't help. It doesn't help that person in the moment. It doesn't help you in the moment. It doesn't solve any problems. It actually creates anxiety and further emotions that may be difficult to deal with. So I would suggest, from my point of view, stop asking why. It doesn't matter why. What matters is the love, the support, the caring, and just being there for that person when times are good and when they're not so good and when they're terrible, you know. I mean, with mental illness. I want people to think I'm talking about like other things. So it's just from my perspective as a parent. I have asked myself why. My son's 9, and sometimes I do still think about why, but then I stop myself and I think, okay, the question why isn't going to help me. It isn't going to help him. What will? And what will help is me being there. Even though there are times when he doesn't want to be in the same room with me, when he just gives me an attitude, because he's 9, he's at that age, you know, he's almost a preteen. I don't like the word tween. I know what it means, but I don't like it. I think it sounds kind of silly. Anyway, like BFF, I don't know. I don't like that. I hate it when people say that. I think it's dumb and lame, and silly, but that's just my opinion. Okay, I'm getting off track. See, I do that. You know, that's the bipolar. Da, 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 da. Anyway, so I, as a parent, don't ask why. I mean, if you ask why, just say, okay, I don't know why at this time, but maybe in the future there will be research or something with the brain where people can give, you know, a better understanding of it through that perspective. And from not a patient, but a person with a diagnosis, all I want is love and support. Love me through the good and the bad. I don't mean like black or white thinking. I mean when things are going well, and then when things not so well, and you know, that spectrum of stuff. And for family members, this is my suggestion. If you can find a NAMI support group in your area, or any support group really, but specifically NAMI, they have, I would suggest going to a combined group where peers and family members can attend, and just listen to what people have to say. Listen to, you know, the perspective of this person with their family member, and then listen to the perspective of the family member, of the person with the diagnosis up to the family member, or just in general. You can get a lot more information that way, and maybe have a little bit better of an understanding. And also, there is a course called Family to Family, and that course is for the family members. It's a 12-week course. It's once a week, I think for like an hour or two, and you get more out of that in terms of being able to understand, and it helps you deal with a lot of stuff that a lot of family members, they don't know. They don't know necessarily, and I think, I think that can be helpful. And it's free, you know, so it's not like you got to pay for it or anything like that. It is free. They offer it. Well, you'd have to go on the website, because sometimes they have it in the spring, sometimes they have it in the fall, sometimes they don't have it in this particular year. You know, it all depends on what's going on with them. But I would suggest trying to find a support group. Go with the person that is suffering and show your support. Even if you just sit there and listen, you don't have to talk, but I encourage you to go. And I also encourage you to look in the Family to Family course. From what I have heard from people that have gone, and the people that have worked with the people who run it, it's a very good program, and it is very helpful. So just think about it. You don't have to. It's just a suggestion. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that, and just know you don't have to ask why. Just love, support, care, you know, and just be them. Be there for that person when they're at their lowest, or anywhere in between, at their baseline, up here, down here, all over the place. You know, it doesn't matter. Just love the person and show your support. At least for me, that's what I would like. Some people are different. Some people would be like, what? But it also depends on if they're in an episode. Sometimes when you're in an episode, when you show your support, sometimes that can make it worse. But when you think about it, the end result, that person is having an episode. You know, if I have an episode and people try to comfort me while I'm in it, I don't want them to. But in the end, I'm so glad that they're there. Because if I was by myself, I don't know what I would do. I don't know. So that's what I would want. I don't necessarily have that, but that's what I need, and that's what I want. Maybe someday I'll get it. Maybe I won't. All right. Well, that's what I have to say about that. And I wish all the family members, you know, I hope for you that you guys can find some sort of balance and, you know, try to make a treatment plan. Like if things get out of hand, what to do, what is the process, and then you do it. You know, just try to make sure that that person knows that you're there for them, even if they say they don't want you there. Most likely they do. So yeah, just love them, just support them. I can't say that enough. And it's really from my perspective, how I feel, what I think about it. So yeah, I hope this was helpful. You know, I hope you guys are able to work through stuff, and know that you're not alone. You're not alone. There are people out there that are feeling and thinking the same things you are. And it's okay to have those feelings, but don't let them control your life. You know, and don't look at the person as an illness. Look at them for who they are. They just happen to suffer from something. It's like, you know, if you get sick with a medical condition, you don't look at the person and go, oh, this person has been diagnosed with diabetes. Oh, you're diabetes. Like, you only see them as a diabetic. You know, that's not fair and that's not right. They should be, this person is this person. This is who they are, you know, and I love and respect them for that. They just happen to have diabetes. You know, it's the same concept. All right, well, I am going to go. I hope this was helpful. I hope everyone is doing well, and I will see you guys in my next video. I am going to make an update video after this, so I'm going to do that right now. All right, bye guys. Take care of yourselves.